Hi friends, so today's intro is coming to you from my husband's car because I totally forgot to do an intro with the other camera upstairs. So yeah, we're just gonna bring you guys along with us and then see what we find. Hi friends, so it's been a few days since the whole shopping thing. I realized a lot of things while shopping and trying to film this Black Friday video. I already knew what I wanted. So like at Target, I already knew which tree skirt I wanted. I had already looked online the night before. So I mainly just went in with my list, and that's typically how I do all of my shopping. I will go online, I'll research, I'll look for things I like, and then if they have it near a store near me, I will go and like look at it and like buy it if that's what I'm looking for and what I want. So I don't know why I thought taking you guys with me shopping would be the best idea. But yeah, so all the stores we went to, I already had, again, my list of what I wanted, what I was looking for. The only store that I did not necessarily have a full list was Barnes & Noble's. That one, I only had one book in mind that I wanted to get, and then I just wanted to peruse and, see what stood out for me. I haven't really been on social media. I deleted TikTok off my phone in like September, and then Instagram I've deleted for a few months at a time. I haven't really been up to date on like what like the book talk or Bookstagram community has been reading, and it's been nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's been nice because I get to go to the bookstore and just look. Anyways, tangent over. I do want to show and talk about like the books that I got this weekend, but I'm also including two books that I ordered from thriftbooks.com. So yeah, let's just jump right in. The first book is a set of books that I was reading an article, and these two books kept popping up in a lot of the articles I was reading. So I decided to pick them up and I want to read them. The first book is A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This book was published in 1982. In this, we see a utopian future where humans are genetically bred and are psychologically conditioned to basically obey. This, I believe, most likely based on the articles I've read, still holds up, and there are little nuggets of, I think, sad reality of how in the 80s they pictured this future, and I think we're kind of living in it, and that's not necessarily a healthy future. The next book is a nonfiction. It was published in 1985, and it is Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. This, like I said, has been in the articles I've been reading, has been cited along with this one kind of together sometimes. So I'm going to read this first and then I'll jump into this one. This book explores the corrosive effects of electronic media on our society, but this book was published in the 80s. So the media from the 80s does not compare to the media we have now in 2025. I'm eager to read this to see how, I mean, I know we've progressed. I've seen the progression in my lifetime. I believe we're still going to be having the same, we're still having the same conversation that is probably talked about in this book, except instead of like DVDs or cable or, that kind of media is our digital media, right? Like all our apps, all our streaming services, all how like the news is just 24/7 nonstop now. Before you had to wait either for the newspaper or, the 5 o'clock news or 6 o'clock. So it wasn't that fast. Even in my lifetime, news cycle was not that fast, but now it is. The world we live in, it's super fast now, and we know everybody's opinion because we all post about it. So I'm eager to read this just to see how things have changed. The next couple of books are the books where I just walked into the store and I just perused. I have not heard anything about them. I just read the synopsis and was like, that sounds good. I'll probably like it. The first book is The Mad Wife by Megan Church. This book was published in 2025. This, I believe, is a domestic drama / psychological thriller. In this, we are following Lulu. She is a 1950s housewife. She is seemingly perfect. Her life is seemingly perfect, but cracks start to show when she gives birth to her second child, and a new neighbor moves in and she becomes obsessed with this neighbor. So she starts digging into this neighbor's past. And the more she uncovers about this neighbor, the more it makes her question her own reality and her own sanity. I don't know what I'm in for, but it sounded good. The next book is Sandwich by Catherine Newman. The reason I picked this up to begin with, and I'm going to be honest, is because Ann Patchett blurbed it, and I liked her book that Ann Patchett wrote. So I was like, I want to know what this book is about. This book was published in 2024. And in this book, we follow Rocky. She is, I would say, I guess, a middle-aged woman who is now going through her menopause. And every year, her and her family, they take a yearly vacation to Cape Cod. And she looks forward to this vacation every single year. However, this year, because of her menopause, she finds herself at odds with things because she realizes she is the sandwich generation between her aging parents and her half-aged children. So Rocky is also dealing with melancholy and nostalgia because, again, menopause, and things start to unravel. It's as a chain of events happens that starts to unravel things, and she learns about her family past and some secrets, and she's forced to open up of her own secrets that she's been holding. It sounded good. It sounds emotional. So I'll let you know how that goes. This next book, every time I would go in Barnes & Nobles, I would see this book, and it just, something about it called to me, but it's a thick book, and I don't like thick books that much in hardcover. So I've been patiently waiting until this book came out in paperback, and I finally saw it. So I picked it up. And this book is The Covenant of Water by Abraham Verghese. So in this book, we are following a family through 3 generations. They live in South India. This family has an affliction, I think is what it calls it, where a family member in each generation dies by drowning. It says it talks about faith, family, and medicine. The next book is Perfection by Vincenzo Latronico. This is a translated book. So it was first published in 2022, and it was translated from Italian to English in this year, 2025. In this book, we are following an expat couple who has made a life for themselves in Berlin, and they are digital creatives who are freelancers, therefore can make their schedule whatever they want, and they have curated their life and everything around them. They believe that they have made it to the epitome of everybody's dream of working your own hours and doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But then the years go by and they're inching towards 40. And as their friends have drifted off to make their own lives, they start to question if what they built or their life is what they want or what they wanted. I'm going to read one of the sentences back here because I think it perfectly summarizes and is the reason why I really want to read this book. It says, a tale of two people gradually waking up to find themselves in various traps, wondering how it all came to be. Was it a lack of foresight, or were they just born too late? The next book is a New York trilogy by Paul Auster. This is a collection of 3 short stories that are interconnected. They were all published in the 1980s. All 3 stories are detective-style stories that play with identity, language, and the act of storytelling itself. Each of these stories follows a different character who becomes entangled in these mysteries and investigations. But the mysteries tend to then become more of like shift away from crime solving and lean more towards deeper questions about selfhood and blurred line between reality and fiction. I'm eager to read this. And these last 2 books were recommended through Substack. One of the books is Middlemarch by George Eliot. In Middlemarch, we follow a small English town. I believe we follow different people, and their lives are all like intertwined together. We follow topics of how like they navigated marriages, ambitions, idealisms, and social changes. This book explores how personal dreams sometimes collide with the constraints of society. And the last book, it's a very short book. It's a collection of different letters, and that is Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. And these are letters that Rainer actually wrote to a young officer cadet, advising him on writing, love, suffering, and the nature of advice. So that was the book haul. Another random thing that I bought at Home Depot was this little like bin. I mean, it's not that tiny, but it's tiny compared to like the other ones. So the reason why I bought this is because I have my knitting needles. Let me just say, knitting itself just has a lot of like accessories, or like not even accessories, but like you need a lot of different size needles, right? So I have them in like a shoebox in there, like in here. So I'm just going to put them in this one instead. And then I also have this like string for knitting to hold the stitches while I'm working like on another part of the project. But yeah, so this is going to be like my little knitting bin where I put all of my needles and just little things that you need for knitting. Because it's better to have them all in one place, I think. And it'll fit perfectly in the IKEA. So far, that's all my knitting stuff there. So I think this will fit good over there. And another thing I did order from Amazon for Black Friday was these Post-its. So I've been journaling a lot, and I thought it would be nice to break up the months, you know, in different colors, and I like these colors. The other along the same lines with those are these tabs, because I want to annotate more in my books. I want to take notes and just really underline things that speak to me in the books that I read. I know that will slow me down in reading, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm 100% okay with that. And then the last thing, actually, my husband got me on Black Friday was this case for my Switch. So it has like the grips. I didn't realize I needed it. I was just playing it regular. And then my husband's like, you're really going to like having these like the grip back here. And he was right. I love playing with it. And then this protects it if I want to throw it in my bag. But you can take it off. It comes off. It's great. I love it. So if you have a Switch, I highly recommend getting one of these cases. I hope that you guys enjoy this haphazard video. I honestly don't know how I'm going to edit all those shots together. I might just do a bunch of B-roll and then do the sit down. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys got any cool things for Black Friday, let me know. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and rest of your month. I'll talk to you guys later.